this year.
First pitch swinging, line drive, he's done it. John Means has no-hit the Mariners. They go! Brown fakes, dishes, Kyrie going for the 50-piece. Irving has 50!
Pressure from the Steelers. Mayfield in trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Who else but TJ Watt?
First downs on this drive. Heineke end zone, McLaurin touchdown.
Torres drives that ball center field, hit deep, going back near the wall. Wilkerson maybe, nope, goodbye home run. Get him out of there. Don't throw to him.
I never seen anything like
Put
it.
up four fingers.
I've never seen anything like it.
He is just tearing the Orioles apart.
Jonathan Taylor, goodbye, touchdown, Indy, as he crossed the tape at the goal line. 78 yards.
And here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Sports Department Podcast. I'm Stephen Clark with Jesse Norman, and us two fine, handsome gentlemen are here to predict and preview AEW Double or Nothing 2022. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. Life's been busy. It's just, not much in the sports world is really happening besides, the NBA playoffs. I mean, MLB's
blowout central.
Yeah, not fun for me right now. But baseball's just, chugging along, nothing crazy there. Off season in the football has obviously taken, after the draft, we did our mock drafts, which were great. And we did our breakdowns of the drafts, which were great. And we're kind of in that period now where mini camps and OTAs are starting. So there's not much to talk about there. And wrestling, we do pay-per-view to pay-per-view. We missed WrestleMania Backlash, but we're here for Double or Nothing. But before we predict Double or Nothing and all that, Jesse, how you doing tonight?
I can't complain too much.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to this card. This has some interesting matches on
It's stacked. It's a stacked card, top to bottom.
It's a stacked card. They got everybody on.
That's what you got to do. Hopefully Justin buys it again. And we'll split the payments, and I'm 100%. Yeah. That's the way to do it. It works perfectly. Even if you can't watch it live, you can watch you have it on demand. Yeah. So, because I know you work. Are you working?
I actually requested off for this one, so I will be able to watch live.
Good. So that's a plus right there. Monday's a holiday, so can stay up late and watch this. I'm excited for this. But before, like I said, we do any of that, WrestleMania Backlash. Let's get to that really quickly. Really quickly. It was an okay pay-per-view. I thought it was pretty good. Just quickly. I don't really remember too much. I remember Cody put on another banger with Seth.
Yeah, Cody and Seth was the main thing I remember.
Yeah, that was the Bloodline 6-man tag, which feels like forever ago now. But yeah, and Rousey won the title. That's about it. That notable that happened there.
We haven't talked about the Sasha and Naomi stuff.
Let's get into that. But before I do, let's just go over the scoreboard, which is I won that pay-per-view. So I have a nice little lead right now at the end of May. It's 7-2. So that's where we stand there. What's up?
Recount.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's the biggest news in wrestling. There's those MJF rumors, which I don't really believe. I think it's more of a work.
I think
nothing else really going on except for this one big story, and that's Sasha Banks and Naomi. So they were booked for a 6-pack challenge for the number one contendership for the Raw Women's title about a couple weeks ago now. We're recording this May 26th. This happened a couple weeks ago. And they weren't happy with the booking. They said they felt unsafe with a couple of the participants, which wound up the ones they felt being unsafe with was Doudrop and Nikki Cross. I'm pretty sure were the two, because
I've heard that those reports have been disputed and that they didn't really say that, and it's more that WWE is trying to make them look bad.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because one of the things that I believe was reported also was that instead of doing that 6-pack challenge, they said they just wanted to start their thing with Doudrop and Nikki Ash. So they wanted, or even if they were in the 6-pack challenge, they wanted it to still lead to the tag team thing. But it wasn't leading to the tag team thing. It was Naomi was going to pin Sasha there were 5 other people in the match, but she had to pin Sasha. and then Sasha was then going to move to SmackDown for a little bit to become the number one contender for Rousey's belt, and then they both were going to lose at the pay-per-view.
So it just makes the tag team
And they
titles
weren't
pretty
gonna,
much.
and they weren't doing anything with the tag belts. They said, "What are we doing with the tag belts during this time?" And they said, "You're just going to be carrying."
Which honestly has been what the tag belts have been this whole time.
Tag belts get defended at Mania, and that's literally it. That's the only time they ever get defended. The only time they even semblance of a cared was when Bayley and Banks had them, and that's because Banks also had the big belt.
Yeah, and I'm with them on this too. They deserve to, have their titles showcased and, put on a big level, not put on the back burner like always. Yeah, I agree with them in, standing up for something. And, it might come back to bite them. It might not. It might open up new opportunities for them. It might help the tag division as a whole when they come back. And if they're gone from the company, they'll obviously succeed in AEW. I mean, the women's roster is only getting better by the day in that company with like new additions of Tony Storm and all of them. So, I mean, if they go there, that just bolsters that division.
Sasha's a star. Like,
yeah, she can go in Hollywood right now and just
Sasha's
succeed.
a star. So I think that's something that I think isn't being talked about nearly enough as well. Is as of right now, WWE needs Sasha Banks way more than Sasha Banks needs WWE. And it's been like that before here and there. But I think right now, especially because Charlotte's gone for a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like Becky has now have to be pushed back into that like secondary role, or they have to move her to SmackDown because on Raw it's Bianca. So there's so much uncertainty in the women's division, I feel like, and having Sasha Banks over not having Sasha Banks, it's probably a good thing.
Oh, it's the right time to build up new stars then, because it is very weak. I agree. The women's divisions right now. Or hopefully Bayley comes back too. That's another name.
Bayley.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the current status on that. I don't know. I think things get resolved eventually. I really do. I feel like WWE will finally get their head out of the gutter and just, realize what they were doing, hopefully. I don't know. Well, that's just me being hopeful too. Who knows? But if they go, honestly, I wouldn't mind if they go somewhere else too. I'd love to see either one of them. If Banks just goes Hollywood, because I know she's with the Mandalorian and all that, or if Naomi, Naomi's talented, she can work anywhere. Whatever happens. I mean, I'm cool with them sticking up for something. I think that's pretty cool. All right. Let's get into the card. AEW Double or Nothing 2022. This is kind of like their WrestleMania, I would say. It was their first, like big pay-per-view back in 2019. It's where Moxley made his debut. It's just like it's their biggest pay-per-view of the year. It really is. And it's good. It's usually good. AEW pay-per-views don't disappoint for the most part. Yeah, and like we said in the open, we're excited. It's a stacked card. And let's get right into it. So I don't know if this is the buy-in match. I would assume it is, just because it's very comedic. It's the team of Hookhausen, which is Hook and Danhausen, versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. I guess I'm champ. That's right. I go first. Hookhausen. I mean, there's not much to say about this.
Yeah.
I like the tag team combination of Hook and Danhausen. It's like opposites attract. You see that Team Hell No. You see that with tag teams. What RK Bro. You see that with opposites and everything. It works. It works every time. But I just think Hook is on another level than Danhausen, and I'd like to see Hook be to that level. But that's eventually. He's still very young and new. And Tony Nese, Smart Mark Sterling are jobber opponents to go against, but I'm not complaining really too much. I like it.
I agree for all those points.
Yeah. So Hookhausen around. I have Justin.
And I'm going Hookhausen as well. Yep.
Yeah. And Justin also went Hookhausen. So I'll write that down. All right. And the next match on the card is the TBS Women's Champion Jade Cargill with Kiera Hogan and Red Velvet in her baddie section, which I really, really like, versus Anna Jay. Jesse, who are you taking and why?
I really like Anna Jay, but I think Cargill is still going to retain here.
Yeah,
she's on a hot streak. I think they really like her a lot. I don't think she's lost yet.
No, she's like 30 something and 0, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So I don't think they'll give this win to Anna Jay. I think they got to give if anybody's going to beat Cargill, it's probably going to be like a big debut or something.
Yeah, like Tony or someone new like that, or who knows, Sasha Banks now. But I like what they're doing with Jade, but I like the baddie section. I think it's great stuff. And I know there were a couple of releases a couple weeks ago. What else is new with WWE? But Malcolm Bivens was one of those names released, and I would love to see him be like the new manager of Jade Cargill. I think pairing those two together with like the mic skills and just the charisma that Jade Cargill has, the charisma that both of them have, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's magic right there.
Yeah.
All right, so Jade Cargill keeps the title all around too. Justin had the exact same thing so far. This is where it starts, getting tough to pick a little bit, I think. And that's the House of Black, 6-man tag team match right now. The House of Black, which is Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King versus Death Triangle, Pac, Penta Oscuro, which is, Pentagon, and Rey Fenix with Alex Abrahantes. I'll go first, of course. I think it's a tough one to pick. I like both teams. I like what they're doing with this feud. I like how Rey Fenix came back. I think I'm going to go Death Triangle, though. I wanted to take House of Black at first, but I think I'm going to go Death Triangle on this one.
I'll take House of Black, but I don't think they're going to win. But I'll take them because it's a hard pick.
Yeah, it's one of the harder ones for sure. But you and Justin both have House of Black then, and I'm lone wolfing this one as Death Triangle.
You're going to be right too. I know it. I know it right now.
Like, Justin sent me these picks maybe like an hour ago, and I go up to him and I'm like, dude, I don't even know the card. Like, I'm so behind on wrestling, just with watching playoffs and like working now. Like, that's different for me. Like, I'm just so behind on everything. But the shows, I've been keeping track on Twitter the best I can. The show looks great, so I'm excited to just sit back and watch it. But yeah. All right, next on the card is a tag team match, kind of a dream match. We've seen this match in Ring of Honor and all that stuff before. It's the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, in a nice old tag team match. We're back to you. Who are you taking and why?
I'll go Hardy Boys.
Oh,
yeah. I feel like the Young Bucks are, I guess, probably going to win, but like, why would you put the Hardy Boys back together and then just have them lose right away? But also the Young Bucks don't ever usually win.
There you go. And that's why I'm going to probably take the Young Bucks, I think.
You know what? Yeah, never mind. I'm going to take...
Go to switch? That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll let you
they don't lose. I think the smart thing would be to have the Hardy Boys win.
You can put on... this match is going to go a good 25 minutes, probably.
Yeah, Jeff's going to jump off something.
A couple of indie takers, you know how they do it, the Young Bucks. It's gonna be long. The Hardys are to look gassed by the 15-minute mark for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I remember a couple of weeks ago seeing like that spot with Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the fact that Jeff is still competing in matches like that, even though Darby's taken a lot of the falls, was still crazy to see. But yeah, I'm Young Bucks. Justin's Young Bucks. You changed yours to Young Bucks, so we'll stick with the Young Bucks. They don't lose, like you said. All right, and next we have a big cluster of a match. We have something that I don't really like, which is the Jericho Appreciation Society. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't know. I like the Inner Circle a lot better. Not clicking with me. I don't know about you, but It's just not clear.
I honestly haven't seen any of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Literally,
Yeah. I don't even know one of these names in it. So, or two of these names in it. So that's fun. Oh, that might be. Never mind.
I know Hager because that's Swagger.
Yep. It's a 5-on-5 match. It's the Jericho Appreciation Society, which is Chris Jericho, Matt Menard, Angelo Parker. I think that's Everrise in NXT 2.0. I think that's their names. Matt Menard. I don't know. I'll look it up. Daniel Garcia and Jake Hager versus Eddie Kingston, Santana and Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club, which is
so Santana and Ortiz were in
Santana and Ortiz were with the Inner Circle. They split and are kind of like against Jericho now. This is kind of the blow off to all that. And if it's the blow off to all that, and you got Danielson, you got Moxley on your team, I'm going with that team. That's
definitively.
That's a beast.
Danielson
team.
and Moxley on that team. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Eddie, I'm a big Eddie Kingston guy. I like that.
Yeah, he hates America. Me too.
Yeah, especially recently. But okay. So I'm still marked it as Blackpool for everyone.
Yep.
For everyone. For everyone. Justin also said Blackpool.
Do you and Justin have the same card so far? No, you lone wolfed. Yes, and you're gonna win because of that.
I did lone wolf. All right, so Blackpool all around. Really quickly, I just want to look up Matt Menard because I don't know who you are. It is 2.0. That's their names in NXT. I just knew them as 2.0 or in AEW. Cool. All right. Next one, we have a big blow off feud. Finally, I've seen MJF whip this guy. I've seen them be banned from the arenas. This is going to be finally, it's MJF versus Wardlow, if you haven't got the gist already. This is finally the big blow off feud to all of this. I mean, we've been waiting. There's rumors of MJF leaving, blah, 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 all the work, I think, trying to get some more heel heat.
Even if he's leaving, by the way, it's when his contract is up in 2024.
So we can't even leave. There you go.
It was literally 2 years from now.
Yeah, can't even leave then.
I don't know why we're talking about this.
Yeah, it's
2 years.
It's all over the internet too.
He keeps talking about it. It's like it's not for a couple of years, or at the very least a year.
Yeah, it makes no sense. But against Wardlow, and I think this is kind of an easy one to pick, and they're building up this man. Like he's looking like the next. I've been saying it for ever since I saw him. He's the next Batista.
He said it himself.
Yeah, I mean, he literally has the look. He's a handsome guy. He has the muscles. He has the height. He's a Vince McMahon wrestler, honestly. But I'm going Wardlow.
Yeah, Wardlow. MJF eats. He's gonna eat
clean.
There's no possible way they have him win.
Yeah, I think it's clean too, like 100% clean.
The only way I could see it is if they're like somebody runs in to interfere to set something else up with Wardlow, but I don't see that.
I think they end it. I think they straight up end it.
I think they have to.
And Justin also went Wardlow, so we're Wardlow around. I mean, it's a good card, but it sounds kind of predictable. And next one, I don't know what's going on here, but we have Britt Baker. This is for the Owen Hart Women's Cup, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
It's Britt Baker versus either Ruby Soho or Chris Statlander. Cool.
Give me Ruby Soho.
No matter what, Ruby. So it's an or. They must have a match maybe on the.
Should I just take Britt?
That's what I'm doing. I think it's the safest bet.
Yeah, just give me Britt.
Yeah, because I guess they have to have maybe a match Friday on.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. So you're gonna go Britt?
I'm gonna go Britt.
I think that's just a safe.
I reserve the right to change if Ruby Soho wins on Friday.
No, you don't. Yeah, you do. Sure. I said it. You can change it.
Statlander's gonna win.
Yeah, if Statlander wins, you got to stick with Britt. But if Ruby changes it, you could stick. Honestly, same.
Because I think there's a definite chance they have Ruby in because Britt already lost the belt.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go same. If Chris wins, nothing. I'll stick with Britt. But if Ruby wins, I'm gonna change mine to Ruby too. I like that. Justin wrote in his text word for word, Baker regardless. So
Baker regardless.
So all right. I like that idea actually. No, I came around to that. And the next match down the card is for the Owens Men's Cup, which is Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. Will we get the couple as cup holders and run with that storyline in NXT? That's actually
that'd be cute. I was thinking Cole's probably going to win regardless.
Like Justin said, regardless. Yeah, isn't Samoa Joe the ROH champion or something, I think?
Oh, is he?
I think he's one of the ROH belts he holds.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't even know that. No, I just figured like Cole usually wins. Like he didn't win against Hangman. So, Red Dragon will get involved.
Yeah, I think so too. Then I'll set up something. Yeah. I'm also to go Cole. Justin went Samoa Joe on this one. Which is, I can see it too. I can see either or winning, but Cole's due for something big because, like you said, he lost the title match. And I kind of like the idea of having a couple of, trophy holders. I think that's kind of a cool thing to run with. All right. And next 3 more matches. We're in like the I know it's a lot of matches on the show.
They should do a night 1 and night 2.
I know. The most stupendous AEW Double or Nothing of all time.
Double or Nothing of all time.
3 more matches, the 3 main titles, as you can put them. First, we had a triple threat match for the AEW Tag Team Champions, which is Jurassic Express versus Team Taz. Representing Team Taz is Team Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Yikes! This is tough because I love Jurassic Express, but I feel like their tag team title reign has been a little mediocre. But I really don't think Team Taz is ready for titles. I mean, not for tag titles at least. Swerve, Keith Lee and Swerve, I love, but I don't see it. I'm gonna stick with Jurassic Express, I think.
I agree. I don't think you want to keep Keith Lee and Swerve in the tag division too long as well. Because I don't know. I feel like they're individual stars. You don't need that.
Definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. And Justin also went with Jurassic Express, so all around the table, same thing. Yeah, I mean, give them something to do with these titles, though. Like, come on. Like, I feel like unless I'm not just watching enough and I'm not seeing it, I don't know. But I feel like they're not doing enough. All right, but now we have our Women's World Championship match, which is the champion, Thunder Rosa, defending against Serena Deeb. I think Serena Deeb's a good opponent, but it's not on the same caliber. I bet you can.
No. And Thunder Rosa just won the belt. They're not going to have her lose that.
Yeah, I forget she. I feel like
she literally just won the belt.
I feel like Britt's still the champ, like in my eyes too.
Seriously.
I feel like, yeah, because it just happened forever. So Thunder Rosa, easy win, I think, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa all around too with Justin. And the last one, kind of a tricky one, if you ask me. We have Hangman Page defending his AEW World Title against CM Punk. Man, if this is their biggest pay-per-view of the year, and if they want to do something big, I mean, they're kind of leaning towards the Page heel turn too. They've been teasing that. Man, put the title on Punk. I think this is when you do it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I mean, having CM Punk as your world champion in 2022 in a wrestling promotion. I mean, we
at
said
your
this
biggest event.
At your biggest event, just the pop of the crowd, everything. That's fantastic if that happens. And I'm gonna stick with that. I think Punk wins.
I think he should.
Does that mean
even if they're gonna have like a best of 3, I don't think you should lose this one.
So you're picking Chick
I'm going
Magnet?
Punk. I'm going Punk.
Punk all around. But I just want to talk about this for a sec because I think they could have done this a little better because just think of the stories of both of these two in the past. You got Adam Page, whose gimmick up until he became champion was an alcoholic. And, you know, he was drinking every day, whatever, he's drunk backstage, versus who could be the heel or the face in the situation, probably the heel, I think, more. And then versus or face and go back and you have CM Punk on the other side, who's straight edge and the whole straight edge thing. And, you know, they can bring back the whole straight edge society-ish kind of thing. Probably that would be more heel, I would say, because he was heel in WWE when he did that. And then, you know, but do you want Punk's first title win to be as a heel and get booed? Probably not. No. So they could still probably do what I just said down the line. But you don't want him to get booed. That's the only thing against that. You don't want him to get booed. He's not going to get booed because he's going in as a face. But I think that would have been kind of cool. A little like alcohol storyline. I think it could have worked.
I think they could have done more with this regardless. They were still coming off the Punk MJF thing, but then they knew they immediately wanted to put Punk in the title picture. So they kind of rushed that, I felt like.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it was a little rushed. And Hangman's Page, I hate to be so critical, but Hangman's title reign is just, I mean, he had a couple of great matches. I
have not been
like
I'm sorry. I don't think AEW has had the best champion AEW has had is Britt Baker. Period.
I would say Omega. Omega was good.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really care much for Omega's reign. I didn't care much for Moxley's reign. And I haven't really cared much for Adam Page's reign. And I think a big portion of that also comes because we've seen what Roman's been doing on the other side.
Spoiled right now.
And it just feels so different. Even now, like, even though Page is like their biggest star or whatever, he has never once felt like it. And even their last championship match, like Adam Page versus Adam Cole, it didn't feel anywhere near what like Roman and Brock did, or even Roman versus anybody did.
Yeah.
But Punk gives you that capability.
100%
like
agree.
Punk versus Bryan Danielson for the belt, like that's something. Like Punk versus Moxley for a belt, like
you said with Roman, Punk versus anyone makes it feel like a big deal. Like Roman makes everyone feel like a big deal.
I don't think Page is that guy.
No, it was a nice experiment that they did. They kind of had to complete the story. It was nice they completed the story with Omega, him winning the belt from Omega. And, you know, I think this chapter is now finally closed, and it's time for Punk. And then we'll have the Punk reign now, and I'm down for that. And it will probably be the best reign because, you know, he's going to have good matches no matter what. He's going to elevate everybody, like you just said, and, you know, everything should be all and well. Any final thoughts before I wrap this up?
No. How long do you think this pay-per-view is going to be? Over 330?
Over 330.
Over 330? I think there's a chance it goes over. I think it goes like 345, 4.
Yep. From start of the pay-per-view, not including the buy-in, I think it has a chance to go towards midnight, 4 hours about. Yeah. Ooh. So, all right. That does it for this episode of the Sports Department Podcast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Follow the social medias on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at SportsDepPod. That's Sports DEPT Pod. I don't know what we got coming up. I really don't. I think they wanted to do a baseball one eventually. Oh, finals. We'll do a finals one.
We'll do a finals one, maybe.
Do a final. I won't be happy, but I'll do a finals one. Baseball will do because All-Stars, honestly, closer than we think. All-Star break. It's only about a month away, a little over a month away. Football, nothing really. We'll do our division stuff down the line, but yeah, and wrestling pay-per-views, we'll do predictions. So that's on our plate. So stay tuned to all that fun stuff, and we'll see you in the next episode.